TxStampin Sharon. Today I'm bringing you one of those cards that they say when you get a card from a friend and it's done with their best papers, you're gonna know it was a special card. That's what today's card is. I love it, and I hope you do too. You can always subscribe to my channel below if you haven't done that. You can give me any kind of comments you want. I love reading your comments, and I want to know if you think this is a special card for a special friend. So let's make my card. As I mentioned, this is the type of card that you would pull out your special papers for that special friend and use your special papers. These papers are so pretty. I couldn't wait to play with it. And I know that we're going to see a lot of things done with the Peacock stamp set and these papers. I wanted to do something different. So the stamp set called Beautiful You just goes with these beautiful papers. So I had to combine them. I hope you enjoy making this card with me today. The papers are called Noble Peacock Specialty Designer Series papers. You get 2 of each sheet, and then Noble Peacock foil sheets, again, 2 of each color. So I wanted to point those out in the catalog, and I want to show you in person. Here is the same blue that we're using on today's card. And then here's the foil that goes with it. So just gorgeous. I do hope that the camera is showing you how pretty these are. Oh, by the way, this is Blueberry Bushel. Here are the next patterns. This is Pretty Peacock. So again, I know we're going to see this all over the place with the Peacock paper or Peacock stamp set, but I just wanted to show you with a different card to give you a different idea. And this says Old Olive. It's got a lot of gold to it, but it is called Old Olive. Okay, so that's a different print. I think I see more of the olive in this part, in these strips, than I do in this part. I don't know, but that's the color. All right, so that's that pattern. Like I said, I'm using Beautiful You, and while this is the old style of wood mount, this stamp set is still current as a cling mount stamp set. I love this stamp set. I love those bold fonts, so it's a fun one, especially for a girlfriend's birthday. I'm also using the layering ovals. And when I chose my ovals, well, let me just show you this way. I already have them cut out. I wanted the largest oval, and then I wanted to skip. So I skipped a ring and went with the next size because I didn't want to hide that pretty paper. I wanted you to be able to see it. So that's why I did that. I have everything cut and ready, but I will tell you, as always, on all my videos, I have all the measurements and products that I use in the description box below. So I'm using Blueberry ink pad. I have my card base already cut. Now, this is your standard card base, okay? One that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. So it is scored at 2 1/8 to give me this fold backwards. My belly band strip, or my little strip, is 1 1/2, and it is also 8 1/2, just like my card base. And I scored it also at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. Okay, so if you're looking at it like this, that's half. And then we want it to flip backwards, so that's the 1/8, okay? I have a piece of the foil that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then 2 inches by 5 1/4. We're gonna go ahead and adhere these layers. Now, with the foil paper, I have some tips that I wanna share with you. First of all, add more adhesive than you think you need. This paper is thick, and we do not want it to pop off. So we're going to place this right here. I almost added a panel there of this paper. I was like, nah, that's kind of overkill. I'll just keep it like it is. Okay, so blueberry bushel on blueberry bushel. And then for this piece, in other words, so here is how it looks, right? You want to do the opposite when you're applying it on, okay? I know it doesn't make sense, but it's the opposite. So this what gives us our Z fold. We only want adhesive on this part right here. But I tell you what, I'm gonna bring this all the way down to where it's at the bottom because my ovals take up quite a bit of the circle or the space. So we're just gonna put quite a bit of adhesive there. We're gonna line that up at the bottom. Really give it a good rub on the back side. And then we're gonna do the same thing here on the back side. We want quite a bit of adhesive to hold that strip. And the way I do it is I'm just lining up the edge of my DSP, but I am lining up with the edge of the card base because remember, both of these were 8.5 inches wide. Then when this comes over, it kind of buckles just a tad. Just take your bone folder and fix it, okay? So there you go. All right, we're gonna stamp our lady. And again, I'm using blueberry bushel on my Whisper White oval. And I pulled in my Stampin' Blends because I wanted to color her a little bit. I'm also using Night of Navy, which is very close to blueberry bushel when you're doing it this way. Since my tip is pretty fat, I just colored her cuffs like it was a darker cuff. Okay, we're gonna add her to our, with a lot of adhesive once again, because we don't want her to pop off. Really give it a good back rub. Okay, we're going to place this right in the center, and again, we only want the adhesive on this side, okay? So I like to hold my finger there. And I know that's about halfway, making sure I'm on the left side. Yep. Quite a bit of adhesive. We don't want it to pop off. You could even use some tear and tape if you didn't want to go that crazy with your snail. We're going to place that right there. I just think it's a pretty card. We're going to stamp Celebrate You. Oh, Celebrate in Style. I just think the whole card is classy, and that was crooked. We're going to fix that. Best thing about Stampin' Up! Cardstock, it's two sides. I'm going to bring that in just a little bit so maybe I get it straight. Much better. So I told you I was going to share some tips with you. On my original design, I was going to use the foil as my strip, okay? Here's what I learned. When you score it, it cracks. So you see the white on the inside? So it's the white from the back side. This is foil paper. It is not your typical Stampin' Up! Cardstock where it's solid all the way through. You could, if you wanted to, you could still do what I just decided that it was too much stress. You could take a Stampin' Blend and color that crack. Ta-da! Don't you love that tip? Okay. Same thing. On the sides, you'll see the white. If that bugs you, like it did me, I figured out that I could just color the edge like that. Okay, just some tips about the foil. Oh, the biggest tip, when you are running it through your machine, you want to cut a strip that is big enough for your framelit. I found that kind of like on the copper foil, it does leave some marks from your plates. So just cut the piece big enough that you need, okay? That way you don't ruin any of that beautiful foil. All right, we're gonna add this in next. And the way I did this was I lined up, kind of eyeballed, but I don't want it to be seen. That's what I did. So I held it this way, okay? And then made sure it's not peeking out. And then I pressed. Looky there, all lines up, okay? Last thing we're gonna do is our happy birthday. Gorgeous, because this is gorgeous paper and we had to use that sentiment. Now I messed up and I didn't stamp over far enough. So once again, Stampin' Up! Cardstock, two sides. I'll put this on here. I didn't use any dimensionals on this card, which is unusual for me, but I felt like it didn't need it. Okay, we're gonna center this right here. And it is so pretty, so pretty. Like I said, this is one of those special cards. You might not want to use up all your foil and the Peacock foil papers like I did, but I have a special friend in mind to send this to, and there you go. That's what you do for special friends. I hope you enjoyed today's tips and tricks on making this Z-fold card. And if I can ever help you with any of your Stampin' Up! Supply needs, let me know. Happy stamping, y'all!